السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. محمد عزت، إعادة عرض ماجستير. My title is a Communicative Activities-Based Program to enhance EFL secondary stage students' linguistic competence and its effect on their success and failure attribution. Introduction. Communicating ideas is the usual answer to the question of why a language is used. Statement of the problem. It could be concluded that a considerable number of first secondary stage students lack linguistic competence. Also, they attribute their success and failure to external, stable, and uncontrollable factors. Thus, the current study attempts to develop linguistic competence as well as finding out the effect of communicative activities on success and failure attribution through answering the following main question. What is the effect of a suggested program based on some communicative activities on developing linguistic competence and success and failure attribution of the students of secondary schools? The following some questions could be derived from the above mentioned mini question. Number 1. What are the linguistic competence components required for the first secondary stage students? 2. How far do the first secondary stage students perform linguistic competence components? Number 3. What are success and failure attribution dimensions required for the secondary stage students? 4. What are the features of the program based on communicative activities to develop linguistic competence and its effect on success and failure attribution of first secondary students? Hypothesis of the research. The current research aims at testing the following hypotheses. Number 1. There is a statistically significant difference between the mean scores of the experimental and control groups in the post-test administration of the overall linguistic competence favoring the experimental group. 2. There is a statistically significant difference between the mean scores of the experimental and control groups in the pre-post-test administration of the overall success and failure attributions scale favoring the experimental group. 3. The program has a positive effect on developing the overall linguistic competence components of the students of the first secondary stage. 4. The program has a positive effect on success and failure attribution in general among the first secondary students. Instruments of the research. The following instruments will be designed and used in the current research. 1. A linguistic competence oral test. 2. A linguistic competence writing test. 3. A linguistic competence oral test rubric. 4. A linguistic competence writing test rubric. 5. A success and failure attribution scale. In Carroll's chart of linguistic competence, we can find out that he divides or classifies the 4 skills of a language into 2 groups: spoken language and written language. In spoken language, there are receptive skills listening, productive skills speaking. In written language, there are receptive skills reading and productive skills writing. So the researcher suggests using the 2 productive skills, speaking and reading. In this chart, we can see that communicative competence includes grammatical or linguistic competence. 2. Discourse competence. 3. Pragmatic competence. 4. Social linguistic competence. 5. Socio-cultural competence. Thus, linguistic competence is one of the components of communicative competence. Linguistic competence includes phonology, syntax, semantics, and lexics. Communicative activities includes a large number of activities. For example, dramatics, storytelling, role play, dramatized scenarios, story acting, puppetry, readers, and so on. The researchers will choose communicative activities according to the content and the advice of jury members. Success and failure attribution is a psychological theory. It means the ability to understand the causes of academic outcomes. The students can attribute success and failure to either external or internal factors, stable or unstable factors, controllable or uncontrollable factors. So the researcher suggests using some communicative activities to develop linguistic competence and find out its effect on success and failure attribution. And thank you all.